This week's parsha is Parshas Bamidbar, and the entire Sefer Bamidbar is named after this parsha. The question is, what's so special about the word Bamidbar? And why is it always that Bamidbar comes out right before Shavuos? So I heard of art that the Gemara in Shabbos, which talks about the convert that came to Hillel and said, "Teach me Torah al regel achas," while I'm standing on one foot. And what did Hillel say to him? He said, "Whatever you don't want done to you, don't do to your friend." I heard a very interesting play on the words. He said, "Teach me Torah al regel achas." A regel is also a yantiv. We have the shleisha regalim, the three yamim tovim. Teach me Torah al regel on the yantiv. That's achas. That is only one day. Pesach and Shavuos both are 7 days, but Shavuos is only one day. He said, "Teach me Torah al regel achas on the entire Shavuos. On Shavuos night, we all think we're going to finish learning the entire Torah on Shavuos night." So what did Hillel say? He said, "It's not about the learning. It's not about the Torah. I mean, it is, but what's the main point? Whatever you don't want done to you, don't do it to your friend." That's the essence of Shavuos. Like one man with one heart. That is Klal Yisrael. We are together as a nation. In fact, this is why the Torah was given. The entire world was created in the beginning because Hashem knew that Klal Yisrael was going to accept the Torah. That was the purpose of creation. Who was the first Jew that accepted the Torah, even before the Torah was given? Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu was the epitome of chesed. Now, what was interesting to me was that the word Bamidbar has a numerical value, a gematria of 248, which is very significant in Judaism because 248 is the amount of mitzvahs, asay, that we have. It is the amount of 248 evarim that we have in our body that we use to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why is 248 Bamidbar? The answer is because it's the same numerical value as Abraham. Abraham was the first Jew who epitomized chesed, and that was what the Torah was brought into the world to do. Olam chesed yibana, Hashem created the world with chesed, and we use this chesed to continue with each other, our fellow man, and Klal Yisrael. The Torah was given, Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged Ahar, we were like one person. But if we have to have chesed to each other, we have to bring a bond within each other. That's why it was given in Bamidbar. The Torah was given in a midbar, a desolate place. Why? Because Bamidbar is 248. Avram is 248. We could use it for chesed, we could use it for good things, but if you use it for the opposite, 248, if you take the letters Reish Mem Ches, it's Ches Reish Mem, which is Cherim, which is exile. If you don't have each other, if you don't connect to each other, you're in exile, you're in a desolate, you're in a wasteland. That's Bamidbar. But Hashem gave it to show you that even a wasteland could be filled with people that connect to each other and love each other. That's also why the world started with Adam. Who is Adam? Adam is the entire mankind represented in the one word, Adam, in the singular. There's no plural word for Adam. Why? Because Adam stands for Adam, David, Moshe. Adam for Avram, David, Moshe, the three first Yidden, that epitomized the beginning, middle, and end of Klal Yisrael. Avram Avinu, the first Jew, Chesed. Moshe Rabbeinu, the middle, because he gave the Torah, and that's where the faction of Klal Yisrael started. And then lastly, we're going to end with Mashiach ben David. That is why when we count Sfira from Pesach, from the redemption of Mitzrayim, our Golos, to Shavuos, which is the giving of the Torah, we count 49 days, which is 7 weeks, and each one represents a different midah. Avram is Chesed. We always start counting Sfira with Chesed. Then comes Gvura, Tiferes, and then Netzach, which is the middle. Netzach is Keneged Moshe. And then we have Hoid, Yisoid, and then Malchus. We end on a note of Malchus, which is David, Mashiach ben David, and that's going to be Shavuos, which is a Yantif that we celebrate David as well, who came from Rus. Mashiach ben David, and that's the Malchus of Shavuos. So we were coronated as a nation. We got 2 crowns, one for Nasa, one for Nishma. And in fact, which is even more interesting to me, is that Pinchas, who was a grandson of Aaron HaKohen, and yet when he killed Zimri, what did he take? The pasuk says in Parshas Balak, he took a spear in his hand. What's roimach? Rish memches. He took his holy varav. He took this whole 248 and went and killed Zimri. It was an act of rishus. It was a killing. No, but it was hineni loisin loy brisi shalom. I'm giving you a bris of peace. Why? Because he did it in order to connect the Yidden. If this person was going out of the faction of Klal Yisrael, Zimri, and he was defiling Klal Yisrael, Pinchas killed him, which brought together Klal Yisrael. And that Parshas Pinchas is always right around the same week as Shavuos B'Tammuz, because that is the week and the Tkufa when the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam, of hatred of one another. we have to realize that Pinchas brought us together. Avram, Moshe, David, these are the leaders of Klal Yisrael, and they're all within Chesed, Malchus, Netzach, each has their own midah. But we have to understand that Torah starts with us. Each year we have the Torah on this day, Shavuos. It's not just Matan Torah years ago, it's today. But it's the main point is we should to see the Gula Shalima and the Binyan based on Mikdash Ashlishi with David, Mashiach ben David, Meher v'Yameinu, Amen. Have a beautiful Yantav.